So, in the context of my recitation of Gemel's Diamond Sutra in the introduction and commentary that I provided, which, by the way, one of those videos actually elicited a comment, I believe, by his son, which really tickled me in the sense that, he endorsed my recitation and felt positive about me giving exposure to this particular translation. But in any case, this one listener asks this question. He says, I've been studying and listening to monks speak about the Diamond Sutra, and they make it sound like the teachings of the Diamond Sutra are the only way to enlightenment, that other teachings from Mahayana or even Theravada won't get a person to enlightenment because they are attaching form, and that Buddha doesn't even have form. Everything is formless. Is this true? Is everything else not the way? It sounds like they are saying that everything is formless, like the Heart Sutra and Diamond Sutra say. Just wanted to get your opinion on this. Well, what I told the individual was I said, okay, let me say this. I said, we each have an essence that is pure. Let's call it Buddha nature. However, this essence is defiled due to our tendency to view reality dualistically, which is natural because that is how our thinking mind works as we function in the world. This results in the illusion of separateness, ego, craving, etc., and leads to suffering. The Diamond Sutra is attempting to jerk us away from that mistaken view by suggesting that we can have a sudden insight into the truth, which actually we can. Strictly speaking, this insight is not exactly everything is formless. It is more like in the Heart Sutra, which asserts that form is emptiness and emptiness is form. This is an expression of non-duality, keeping in mind that no words or concepts can actually express non-duality, since language itself is dualistic. Now, if we have not experienced this sudden insight, we have the alternative choice of pursuing a gradual approach, such as with the teachings of the Eightfold Path, meditation, etc. This is like polishing a mirror. This is good. But ultimately, at some point, if pursued with a belief that these practices toward refinement are the be-all, end-all in terms of helping us attain enlightenment, they become an impediment to getting in touch with our pure mind. That is why some Buddhist traditions and Dharma masters advocate a sudden approach, as did Huineng in the Platform Sutra. With an intuitive sudden insight, which the Lankavatara calls the inner realization of noble wisdom, we can appreciate the fact that, in a fundamental sense, we are already Buddhas, that, as it says in the Heart Sutra, there is nothing to gain or to attain. Knowing this truth, we reorient ourselves with a compassionate heart to help others through skillful, expedient, tactful means based on what teachings a particular person can understand and practice to realize the same, to transcend their various states of suffering. But in vowing to take this bodhisattva path, there is a realization that there truly are no separate beings, and that the suffering of samsara is, in fact, the same as the tranquility and peace of nirvana. It's a paradox. Hopefully this gives you something to chew on. Well, I honestly don't know the best way to express these truths in language, and the Diamond Sutra and Heart Sutra are great pointers. But just as it says in some of the sutras, we can't get hung up on emptiness any more than we can get hung up on the eternality of existence. If we do, the blind passions continue on. And the other thing is, in terms of attainment, is that there's so much potential for us as human beings to become egoistic. I'll tell you, at the end of this question, something I didn't read is he said, just wanted to get your wisdom. Although you are humble and say that you are not an expert, you have a lot of wisdom from your years of practice and studying of all the books you have. Well, I can't claim to have a great deal of wisdom, to be honest. And as far as all the books, I don't know that I've really read and studied every darn one of them. But, yeah, I've been at this for a long time, and I stumble along just like everybody else does. It's kind of, 2 steps forward and 1 back when we talk about progress on the path. And again, what I have found through my own experience early on was that following the most difficult path of sages was just simply an impossibility. And that's what led me to the easy path of the Pure Land approach. So it's in that context that I take comfort in the fact that I can rely upon the vow of Amida Buddha, who made it so that I don't have to dwell too much on this whole matter of understanding the paradox at an intuitive level and attaining some kind of sudden enlightenment. I just kind of muddle through in this world, in my life, trying to do the best I can, and being satisfied with that, and at the same time recognizing that there are some things I can do, which is to recite some of these Buddhist scriptures and to share them online, and that hopefully that's me doing my bit. I get amazed, to be honest, by the internet and by YouTube videos and such, as to how much information is out there. And you think of the most esoteric kinds of topics, and there you have it. There's a YouTube video telling you how to do this or do that, or an article or a website. So the internet has made things pretty amazing in terms of accessibility to information. And so, I'm just doing my little bit to throw some things out there so that people who are interested in Buddhism, and in particular in Mahayana Buddhism, as I indicated to this gentleman at the end, that hopefully it gives you something to chew on. Namo Mita Butsu. Namo Mita Butsu.